Commitment 2022, now you have probably seen it, the first campaign ad for our U.S. Senate race in North Carolina. It's been on TV for a few weeks now. WXII 12's Justin Schreier joins us live in studio tonight with one political analyst's take on this first ad and what it means in the big picture of the race. Justin.
Yeah, hey Kenny, there is a lot riding on the 2022 North Carolina U.S. Senate race for these candidates. It very well could be the race that tips the balance of which party controls the Senate after 2022. The race for Senator Richard Burr's seat is already heated up as major players like Democrats Jeff Jackson, Cheri Beasley, and Republicans Pat McCrory, Mark Walker, and Representative Ted Budd push to be the next U.S. Senator.
We might say, oh, the November 2022 seems so far off. But of course, the campaigns and the ads that you see now aren't necessarily geared towards winning the general election in November. They're geared towards winning the primary election, that is trying to become the key Republican who goes forward or becoming the key Democrat.
Candidates are continuing to fundraise and push for money. Many of them are also traveling around the state and are running ads on social media. At least one, Representative Ted Budd, is already running an ad on television after former President Donald Trump endorsed him.
Ted Budd does not have the same recognition around the state as Pat McCrory does, but he does have a very important endorsement. And so one of the key efforts of the Budd campaign is to let people around the state know that he is Donald Trump's favorite candidate.
And whether you're a Democrat or Republican, Dinan says right now a lot of advertising money, especially on the Republican side, is being devoted almost entirely toward winning the Republican nomination.
You have three candidates who all see that they have a potential path to winning the nomination. They can't even start looking ahead to the general election until they first have to win the nomination. And so there's going to be some pretty big battles among Republicans and among Democrats as well.
Dinan says it's going to be one of 5 or 6 races that could determine whether or not Republicans take over the majority of the Senate after 2022. But he also says it's too early to make predictions about the primaries.
It's not too early to begin advertising, but it is too early to start making forecasts about who's going to emerge out of these respective primary races.
And Dinan says he believes there is also going to be a lot of national and local interest in this race, and a lot of funds will be coming from national groups to try and influence the outcome of North Carolina's 2022 U.S. Senate election. In the studio, Justin Schreier, WXII 12 News.
Thanks, Justin. The White House is closely monitoring developments in North Korea.